Okay, so hello everybody. Yeah, you like it? It's from Andrew. So, look, let me know how do I sound? Cool. So, because we've spared every expense in setting up our semi, not really even kind of official recording studio couch with a Christmas palm tree with a 5-year-old laptop, sometimes things go wrong. And I think Windows decided that it wanted to update itself just as we turned on the laptop to prepare for the stream. So rather than cancel the stream or even delay the stream, well, I'm streaming from the desk. As to the flags, of course, July 4th, and very appropriate, not only, because of July 4th, but because of the things that we put in the game for the last couple impromptu tests, where all arrows, for example, are now fireworks. So, yeah, and it's kind of fun, and it's, oh, yeah, thanks about the OBS. I think we did try to use the more recent version on this machine, and it just didn't work. So I think that's why we were using the old one. But thanks, Wilgern, for mentioning that. Anyway, so we'll be doing this from my desk, and let's get this started. So, look, happy Friday, everyone. For those who are going to be celebrating the 4th of July next week, we will certainly be among them, and we will be closed on Monday and Tuesday. We will be back. Music is a little bit too loud. Very good. No, I don't have any playing. So we will be back on Wednesday. So it will be, a short week, and hopefully it will still be a good one with only 3 days to go. But let's get started on the top 10-ish list. As always, it's more than 10. I think it's 15 actually today. Let's see. It is indeed 15. We also have a newsletter going out before we go on break. So even though there's definitely music playing. Hey, Max, do you have music playing? Can anyone hear me?
You have music playing.
I think I had music playing in the background. So is it off now?
It's off.
It's off. Okay. Yeah, that was the. Sorry about that. That was the soundtrack from Suicide Squad. So, anyway, back to the top 10-ish. Let's start with shadow improvements. So, look, for those old timers, this is not the shadow. We know we're evil. He knows where evil lurks in the hearts of men. Rather, this is instead the shadows that, of course, you see in our game. George has made some improvements over the last few days, and so what you will see is, boy, why am I so small in the screen corner? Yeah, what can I do about that? Can we,
You can edit the scene if you
Okay.
open up OBS.
I will open up OBS. OBS is open up. Edit scene?
Yep. Click on right click on the
Or you could just
on
open
OBS.
it.
Just mute
in it.
mute everything.
And
And
Mark,
put your mic on the right side.
just open the game and have that.
There you go. Now there's no sound but your mic.
Okay.
Yeah, well we already fixed he already turned off the music. But here, right click on that.
Mhm.
And then position size. Fit to screen. Bam.
Okay, so you guys asked for it, and so now you're going to have to live with it. Very sorry, but now you have me full screen. So I'm sure you will regret it. I know I regret it, but hey, just for you guys. So anyway, back to Shadows. So Shadows, hey, there's Max. Say hi to Max.
As he's left.
Well, not here. You know, I'm timing it. It's magic. Anyway, so in terms of the shadows, yeah, so they are a lot crisper. They are a lot sharper. They look an awful lot better than the shadows did before. Kind of cool. Nice improvement. We've seen some increase in frame rate. Your mileage may vary. So if you see any issues that you didn't see before, if you notice that when you turn on shadows and turn up the quality, that performance really dives down, or you turn off the shadows and obviously improvement really shoots up significantly, please let us know on the forums. Archery animations. So look, Andrew has been working on the animation system, the new animation system, which is his baby, and he just got cooked up archery animations that actually, shockingly, look like archery animations. So that if you go into the game and you can actually, no, sorry, and if you pull on your, no, I'm not going to say that. If you, whoops, fix that. If you build an ability, that is an archery ability, you will actually see your guy pull the bow back. You'll see other things coming in the next few days once we return. That's something that Andrew has as one of his top priorities. So you are going to see animations that actually fit the archers. We will also be using that setup and the stuff that Matt has been doing to do the same thing for Siege engines, which is our next top 10-ish item. And so Matt's been making some bug fixes and adding new stuff. And the bottom line is that, of course, Siege engines are now in and soon will actually look like Siege engines when they are being fired, which is a really good thing. Next up, number 4 is building segmentation. Yeah, boy, I know it doesn't sound all that exciting to people, to many of you folks, but hey, it's kind of important because without the right code to handle buildings and cube structures, we would not be able to use them in the main game. So, things like improving the network traffic, for example, kind of important, and that went in this change as well. Next up, another tech item, moving items in inventory. So Christina and AJ, who's streamed a couple of times already, so you already know him, have been working to make containers and other things work in the inventory. One slight problem, we created the black hole of Camelot at the same time, so that if you put one container into another container, yeah, really bad things would happen. So we're fixing that, and once that's done, all is well. Next is Happy Birthday America, where thanks to some suggestions from Tim, we added fireworks to the game, and so we now have, if you've been in the test, of course, arrows and siege engines, the Scorpion, which fire off fireworks. So that's kind of cool. I know it may sound silly in our game to have fireworks, but actually it's a really not only good thing because, hey, it's 4th of July coming up, but it's a great way to test the effects, both visual and sound effects, with lots of players firing off either the Scorpion or their bows. So, good things, really good things. Next item, VFX on ability. So, Mike and Ben have been heads down trying to add all sorts of interesting things to the ability system. With our tagging system, that is actually pretty cool. It's been so much easier than it was before for these guys to just go, hey, yeah, we want this poison effect on this component, and we want this on that component. Really cool, and it's already starting to pay off. Next is another item, Realm portal models. So John finished up all 3 realm models this week, including a material pass, and so you're going to be seeing some of these images in the update. Combat animation. So Sandra has been working on a second pass animation for dual wielding a club or a mace with a sword. So the first pass went well. Now we're on the second pass, and it really does obviously make a huge difference when the animations sync up properly and look great. Next, another combat animation. Scott began work this week on the old greatsword animations. So, one of the things that we said we were always going to be doing is looking at, putting in some things very quickly and then iterating. Well, here's a perfect example. We took the old greatsword animation and we're making it a lot better. Next up, another art item, UI and concept art. So, as always, everything that happens here, whether it's on the art side, design side, or programming side, tends to be pretty collaborative. Sometimes, hey, that's great. Other times, hey, that was kind of dumb. This was another example of hey, this is pretty great. Michelle was working really hard and working with John and Dion in how the realm-specific portal statues would look. So you're going to see some images in today's update that will show you the result of that. Next up, Battle Groups UI. So, James Koo has been working on the UI needs of battle groups and inventory. We tend to keep him pretty busy. And so, we're showing you a current mock-up of the battle groups UI. And actually, that's a really good time for me to, just take a little break and say, look, over the last few weeks, since we originally revealed some of the early thoughts and concepts for the UI, there's been all sorts of reactions, some complaints, some anger, some confusion, some refunds, which is to say, hey, people, don't panic. Look, I've been citing Douglas Adams from the beginning with this game, and it's so very true, especially when it comes to this. The things we put out, sometimes, like the UI shots or concepts, that's what they are. They're concepts. They're first passes. They're things that, in some cases, we need to help make testing the game and debugging the game easier. These are not finished. These are not even anything that we're putting in when it comes to, UI. This is nothing that's even close to final. So please, folks, so many of you have asked and always ask, hey, why don't you share more information with us? Now, I happen to think we're sharing more information than any Kickstarter game in the history of Kickstarter games, which albeit isn't that long, but there's a fair number of games. And we want to do it. We want to continue to do it. But it does get frustrating at times when literally I get emails from people going, hey, I don't like this UI. This is going to be too busy. I won't play a game like this. Give me a refund. I mean, really? I mean, we're not even in beta 1 yet. So, folks, please, we do want to keep sharing things with you. We have been, whether it's the way we stream, the way we talk on the forums, it all is meant to be collaborative. We do want feedback. But when we get refunds or when we get people getting very angry over what they see as, oh my God, this is just awful. Why would you do this? It doesn't help the process. So please, as we show you other concepts, as we do other things in the next, few months, as we get into beta, please don't panic. Be patient. Let's see what happens. We have already shown that we will both be dedicated to sticking to the foundational principles and also willing to change stuff if it just doesn't work. So, that being said, please, patience. Next up, number 13, we attached sound effects to animations. You can see that now in the game. You can see it with, Siege Engines being a great example. You saw it as well with Andrew's firecracker footsteps, which were great. So another wonderful, addition to our tech, and boy, good things are coming from that. Next up, number 14. This is some environmental work, mines. So obviously you guys saw the docks, and docks were great, and obviously those also are just placeholders for now. But we talked about as well, could we do things with mines before we have all the bubble tech? The answer is yes, and you folks are going to see some of the initial work, over the next few weeks in terms of what we can do with mines early on. Again, this won't be the full, bubble tech. This is art that we're adding to the game, but combined with what we already have in terms of the ability to move almost seamlessly between servers. It's a pretty close approximation of what you'll be seeing in the live game. So, that will be happening over the next few weeks. Next, and according to Tyler, certainly least, his words, he said it.
That's right.
Tyler has been using his minimal spare time. Oh, okay. Wait a second.
Now here it comes.
Here we go. So, since he called out the minimal spare time, I am going to play a violin, well, actually the smallest possible, because that really applies to, everyone here. This is a hardworking team. Tyler's a hardworking guy. We're all trying to make a great game for you. And he's spent some of his time, he says, adding additional environmental assets and organization. Now, I'm not actually sure what he means about adding organization to an organization, but hey,
Spreadsheets.
I know, I'm making a joke. I'm making a joke. Anyway, so he's been doing that, and he is also focusing on beaches and not the tearjerker movie, because once was enough. Well, actually, they remade it, so twice was enough with that. I don't think we need to do that again.
I cried enough the first time I saw it.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Max.
Systems are operational on the laptop if you would prefer to switch to that for Q&A.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
All right.
Also, MJ, nobody knows what battle groups are because we never talked about them.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was mentioned before. Okay, so guys, we're going to, first JB and I are going to, have an argument. And then I'm moving to the couch for Q&A because, I've seen enough of my face up close, and I'm sure you folks have as well. So catch you over on the couch. So I'll sign off for now, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Be right back.